It began on a night when the ocean was too quiet. The radar operator at a U.S. Coast Guard station near Maine leaned forward, frowning at a faint signal blinking on his screen. A ship, unregistered, unmoving, drifting in circles. The rescue team launched immediately, slicing through a fog so thick it felt alive. When they reached the vessel, the name USS Hawthorne was barely visible beneath layers of corrosion. The ship had been declared lost 29 years ago. Inside, everything was untouched, plates still set, chairs upright, a deck clock ticking as if time had never passed. Every cabin door was locked from the inside, and dark smears ran along the walls like fingerprints dragging toward the floor. In the mess hall, under the faint light of a swinging bulb, a single message glowed faintly in dried blood. "We never left." The discovery chilled the men to the bone, but what struck them hardest was the smell, not of death, but of salt and electricity, like a storm trapped inside steel. Before dawn, the ship's onboard log system suddenly powered on, showing a new entry written just hours ago. The name beneath it was unmistakable: Captain William Mason. Missing since 1996, the black box from the Hawthorne was found sealed inside the captain's quarters, miraculously undamaged. When technicians powered it up, static and screams filled the room before cutting to silence. Then came a voice, distorted and broken. "We see the shore, but it won't let us in." The team froze. The same phrase repeated again and again, sometimes whispering from different corners of the lab, even when the black box was unplugged. One night, a technician named Harris heard his own name in the static. The next morning, he was found unconscious beside the device, his ears bleeding. The audio log was reviewed, and beneath the static, there was another voice, his own, recorded hours before he touched the equipment. The sound systems throughout the base began picking up identical transmissions, always at the same time. 3:15 a.m. Radios buzzed, monitors flickered, and unseen footsteps echoed in the empty corridors. The voices weren't random. They were repeating something, trying to finish a sentence that none of the living could understand. Weeks later, a breakthrough came when archived satellite records revealed the Hawthorne's final location, a section of the North Atlantic known as Sector 0, erased from maps decades earlier. The coordinates led to nothing but open sea, yet the recovered data showed impossible depth readings, like the ocean floor folding into itself. During an inspection of the ship's engine room, investigators uncovered a hidden compartment sealed behind corroded metal. Inside lay a trembling man wrapped in a faded navy blanket. His ID badge identified him as Lieutenant Cole Anders, a crew member listed as 28 years old at the time of disappearance. But the man before them had skin like parchment, hair white as frost, and eyes clouded with terror. Medical scans showed advanced aging. His body reflected a man in his 70s. He spoke only one sentence before slipping into shock. "We came back, but not from where we left." In his trembling hand, he clutched a compass spinning violently, its needle refusing to stop. The scientists realized the Hawthorne hadn't just disappeared. It had crossed into somewhere else. Inside the captain's quarters, investigators discovered a small steel capsule embedded beneath the bunk. Inside lay a final handwritten logbook. The pages revealed a mission cloaked in secrecy, a classified government experiment to manipulate gravitational fields for instantaneous travel. The technology, called the Fold, aimed to shorten global transit by bending space-time itself. At first, it worked. Then the logs shifted from reports to frantic scrawls describing impossible things, reflections that moved on their own, skies bending downward, the sea speaking in human voices. His last entry, barely legible, read, "The ocean remembers. If we reach the other side, don't let us return." Experts confirmed the experiment's success came at a price. The ship didn't travel through space. It folded reality itself. As the team replayed the captain's final voice recording, they noticed something deeply wrong. Every word he spoke was echoed half a second earlier, like the ship, or something within it, was repeating him. As investigators prepared to tow the Hawthorne back to port, the ocean turned to glass. Fog rolled in so dense that even the floodlights couldn't pierce it. Compasses spun wildly, and the GPS displayed nonsense coordinates. At 2:11 a.m., a crewman named Parker radioed from the lower deck, saying he heard someone whispering his name from the water. His voice cut off mid-sentence. The body cam footage recovered from his vest showed him turning suddenly, eyes widening, before the screen filled with static. Only his boots remained on deck, still warm, placed neatly side by side. The ship's alarms screamed though no one triggered them, and deep within the hull, something began knocking, slow, deliberate, rhythmic, like someone trapped beneath the metal. By sunrise, the fog had cleared, and the sea was calm again. But the Hawthorne was different now. Its metal seemed to breathe. The crew stopped talking about bringing it home. The ship wasn't going anywhere. It was waiting. The Hawthorne began changing as days passed. Metal panels creaked like sighs, and investigators reported hearing their own voices echo from rooms they'd never entered. Surveillance cameras captured flickers of movement, crew members from the original voyage walking the corridors silently, fading before reaching the lens. Each night, the vessel grew colder, though no source explained the temperature drop. Etched into the steel near the bridge were new names, the names of the current team, one added each night. Lab analysis proved the etchings were made from inside the metal itself, as though the ship had remembered them before they arrived. In the logbook, new sentences began appearing in fresh ink. The ship remembers what the sea forgets. The more they studied it, the more the Hawthorne seemed alive, conscious, feeding on attention. The radio began transmitting whispers that mimicked the investigators' own speech patterns. Every word they spoke, the ship repeated back, learning, watching, waiting for its next order. Recovered files revealed the mission's code name, Project Reversal. It wasn't just about bending space, it was about inverting it. The goal was to send the Hawthorne into a mirror version of reality and bring it back, proof that space-time could be folded backward. But analysis of the ship's reappearance suggested something worse. It hadn't returned to our world. We had been pulled into its. Every compass, every satellite reading began to drift subtly eastward, as though Earth itself was sliding off course. The Atlantic's tides shifted unnaturally, creating whirlpools where none had existed before. Scientists began to believe the Hawthorne wasn't a lost ship at all. It was an anchor holding two realities together. If destroyed, both might collapse. Yet, if left unchecked, the ship's influence could consume the entire coastline. One scientist wrote in her private notes, "The shore isn't real anymore. It's following us." Reality itself seemed to be unraveling, slowly, beautifully, fatally. Dr. Evelyn Shaw, the lead investigator, made her decision in silence. Ignoring orders from command, she took the Hawthorne back into open waters, determined to return it to where it belonged. As lightning shredded the sky, she set the engines to the original disappearance coordinates. The ship's hum deepened into a roar, and waves rose like walls around her. Her final transmission came through heavy static. "I see it," she whispered, "a city beneath the water, lights, towers, movement." A moment later, her voice cracked, filled with awe and terror. "I see the shore, but it's not ours." Then came a long, distorted tone that lasted 7 minutes before silence swallowed the signal. 3 days later, every naval frequency began receiving a faint, rhythmic transmission. Captain Mason's voice overlapping Dr. Shaw's. The ship found its shore. We didn't. After that, the ocean was quiet again. Too quiet. The kind of silence that remembers.